Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Oh, the beauty in these cards is just amazing. Let's start with Selkie. And this reminded me of, what we are desiring right now and putting words to it and describing the event and what it would be like without judgment. Just the facts. Why do we want something? Like, look how soothing and peaceful this looks, just swimming and bathing with a happy little seal. Like, if you were to envision that, what do you think you would derive from that? Peace and floating in water, interaction with a beautiful animal, all of that. So oftentimes I'll ask myself before I go out in any endeavor, whether it's starting a video, going shopping, what is my purpose involving myself in this? What do I hope to derive? It is the feeling attached. We have desire because it's going to create a feeling for us. A lot of times I will make really good decisions when it comes to exercise or going outside because I remember the last feeling I derived doing anything like that. Fresh air, feeling good, having that endorphins pumping through the system, all of that. So again, if you are looking for an area of improvement in your life, it could be anything. Like when you open your refrigerator, you see grapes and fresh fruit, and then you see, like, what else would you put in your fridge that's not great for you? Maybe a box of chocolates or whatever. Think on the last time you had imbibed in either and the feeling it brought with it afterward, right? Like chocolate, that moment it's very good, but it's not long term. It doesn't feel great if you have like a handful of them later, right? So this asks us, describe the desire, because what is the hope that's coming from this? And also observing. Just notice, just if people are talking, instead of reacting, observe. Look at the situation without emotion or judgment. Just notice what is happening without trying to change it. So if you're watching two people interact at work, if you're seeing somebody have a blowout in traffic or people are honking, no emotion, just observe it. Like, be outside yourself and think, wow, I wonder what these people are like going through. That would come later, because at that moment you're just observing. And I love that, because when I do that, I have a healthy detachment and I don't exceed my bandwidth emotionally, because I'm just observing. And I love this Kingfisher, because this is really about the wise mind, because an emotional mind is feelings mind. Reason mind is factual knowledge mind. Wise mind is when they work together with intuition. So again, we're putting our beautiful factual knowledge with our emotional, which is intuition, right? Not just one or the other. And oftentimes we're led by our emotion, right? Especially if we see something. I know that my heartstrings go out to elderly and animals and any kind of mistreatment of them. But again, the wise mind is observing this and putting knowledge and facts with our intuition of this. And I feel like when we're out in society, meeting new people, having new experiences, it's great to have a beautiful non-judgmental stance. So avoid labeling something as good or bad. Just observe, describe, participate, all of that kind of energy. And keep your focus on what works in your life. Keep an eye on your objectives. That's the effectiveness. We can be more effective in our life if we focus on what works, because then we're remotivated to do it again, right? Again, that always works for me in terms of fresh air, exercise, art. I was feeling like a little tired when I first woke up, and I thought, oh, how am I going to commence with the things that I want to do today? And I was like, commence how you always do. Calm, peace of mind, meditation, and do some coffee. Like, what are you talking about? But our mind tricks us into thinking we're behind in some kind of metric that's out there. It's crazy. If we sleep in late, we're like, oh, the whole world is doing fabulous. But we're, lazy, we start labeling ourselves. All of these things, instead it's like complete non-judgmental and just commencing into your day. And with all of this too, especially Thistle, I feel like this is really important. Mindfully incorporating everything in the moment, focus all your senses on the one thing you are doing. Thinking at a particular moment what you are noticing, what is entering your mind. Because I love Thistle, because Thistle can be those little pricks and bumps. And, I love in the book, it talks about how the Scandinavians, when they were trying to coming in ransack some areas of Scotland, they thought they would be tricky and sneak up on some of the Scottish clans barefoot. However, the Thistles stopped that very quickly, and it was very painful for the Nordic intruders. And this can be the intrusive thoughts that we have. But when we master that, we're mindful to emotions, and we have self-validation, and we turn the mind to experience building positives instead of negatives. We accept, we can describe, express, assert, and reinforce all the good stuff that we are meant to understand some of the imagery that comes in for us, the meaning, what brings in relaxation. Let's do one thing at a time. And like, what is our emotional temperature? I like to take my emotional temperature, because sometimes if I'm on Instagram and a bunch of other things and I see a lot of things, I just started watching this thing and I'm obsessed with it because the widow from Borderlands is in it. I think it's like $18.99, about the ship, and I thought it was like Bermuda Triangle kind of thing, and it's very emotional because lots of stuff go on in this, and I'm immigrants and people in first class and people in whatever the hell that other class is, where they pretty much just put them in prison in this metal belly of the ship. I was like, what is happening? But it brought up all these emotions to me, and it just really made me have crazy dreams. And then I was like, I took my emotional temperature, and I'm like, you need to watch some like Disney and things that are really upbeat and are about like human mistreatment, because my temperature was getting a little overheated and emotionally overwrought. So emotional regulation skills, understand that emotional experience you're having, and reduce emotional vulnerability. That means what you're giving yourself access to, whether it is news. News is not helpful when there's things going on in the world that, are dire situations. We can start to feel, negative. So what are you paying attention to? Beautiful music, beautiful artwork, all of this, and mindfully choose what you are consuming across the board. Awareness and action, and really participating in things that are going to lift your vibration and make you feel good. Again, I love this, the beautiful sensations that come with doing things that we're immersed in. I can just listen to classical music, watch fun podcasts, and make joy for days on end, and like the world disappears. I can make daily videos and private videos, and time just disappears. I love it, and it's part of, my vocation, as well as my things that I enjoy the most doing. So very fortunate in that. So taking a look at, is there a way you can incorporate things you absolutely love to do with your vocation as well? And my beauties, that is what you were meant to hear today. I hope everybody has a great day. Love and light.